Alright, hey folks, Mil-Spec Monkey. This is going to be a Saturday SITREP. As you can tell, I am still on the road and will be until next Wednesday. So if you would just bear with me, a little bit of grace, and I will get us back on track as soon as I get back into my studio. Okay, so I don't have all the smooth, sexy tools that I normally have. I am literally working off a iPad, a mobile device, and that is it. So I can't edit, I can't really do a lot of things, and so this is going to be pretty raw. So bear with me, but I felt like it was important that I needed to at least get something out there to you in terms of what I'm seeing, just so you guys don't, you're not in the dark for the next couple days. So so let's talk a little bit about what's going on TFR wise. It looks like Flashbang is at his home in Delaware. Kind of expected that. Now we do have another small security TFR just to the outside. Now, as you guys can see, as I pull this thing up, again, it is an iPad, and so I am going to try to just talk you through what I'm seeing. Okay, so again, bear with me. But there is one in, let's see, this is going to be west of DC. It looks to be in West Virginia, a location called Summit Point, West Virginia. Sorry, there we go. But those are the two main ones. We do still have Space Operations TFR off the coast of Cape Canaveral down in Florida, and then nothing else really in terms of TFRs over the United States. So now in terms of flights and what we're seeing right now, as you guys are well aware, Russia is controlling the airspace over the Ukraine. One of the things that I thought just kind of stood out to me, this does have a real wag the dog feel to it. I don't know why, but it is really a wag the dog feel. Everything you're seeing, the products that are coming out from the news media really seem to be canned. Seeing some weird anomalies within videos and things like that too. But hey, we'll just stick to what we have in terms of the main content, and just know that this is definitely taking our eyes off of something else, okay, more than likely. Now, I do find it interesting that Putin actually took out 6 biological locations in the Ukraine that were all, by the way, funded and stood up and operated by our DOD. What are we doing in the Ukraine with biological weapon facilities? Even though they were supposed to be there for good purposes and studying and things of that nature. Definitely very odd, to say the least. Also find it odd that Putin is actually took over Chernobyl, one of the first things he did in that location, and that there is a spike in radiation there. So kind of a strange thing. But in terms of the skies, if we get over here and open ADSB, again, as you guys can see, everything over Ukraine, Russia, Black Sea, nothing there really. It's all being controlled. Now, from what I can tell, it looks to me all we really have are air refuelers up. And there's going to be NATO air refuelers. There are a couple AWACS up, NATO AWACS as well in the region. There are a few, I want to say two U.S. air refuelers up. That would just indicate that we have fighters in the region, and we're trying to keep what they call CAP, Combat Air Patrol, right, over that main region west of the Ukraine. And so one of the hot spots that we got to really watch is going to be the Black Sea, because that is kind of no man's land right now, okay? They are asking Turkey to basically shut down access into that area. But we already know you've got the UK, you've got Russia, US, probably several other navies in the Black Sea. So there's going to be a lot of jockeying going on, at least in terms of the water goes. And if anything were to go hot, or there was an opportunity to go hot in that area, that would be the spot, okay? More than likely, somebody will breach airspace, and that's when it'll probably go crazy in terms of the air aspects, okay? But from the water perspective, you've got a lot of tankers, a lot of cargo ships inside the Black Sea. Don't lose sight of the Club Ks. That is also a very big threat. And so if Putin has cargo ships parked off the shores there just to the west of Crimea, he could certainly do a lot of damage from cruise missile perspective, okay? Okay, so that's kind of the synopsis there in terms of the ocean and in terms of the UK and Europe and Ukraine. Okay, now the other thing too that I want to just talk about briefly is over on FlightAware. I'm always looking at Biggs Army Airfield because that seems to be the hub where everything is taking shape. Today, we actually have flights coming in. We've got 2 flights arriving as we speak from La Crosse, Wisconsin. These are commercial charters. I don't really know what the ins and outs of those are, other than probably bringing troops to process them out somewhere, okay? Now, while we're all looking over at the EU and the Ukraine, I will tell you we continue every single day around the clock to send troops and assets to Asia. And that has been going on now for about a month, all right? So while we're all looking over to the east, the west is probably about to go hot as well. And so just pay attention to that, because I think there are a lot of things going on we are not seeing because of the situation. So, all right, listen, that is going to be my SITREP. It's 5 minutes. Like I said, I apologize. I will be back in the office next week, and when I am in the studio, I will basically get us back on track with all this stuff and play a little catch up, okay? But I just thought it was important to get this out to you. So, listen, I hope you have a blessed and safe weekend. You guys stay frosty. Keep your powder dry. We'll talk soon. God bless. Monkey out.